Sokolov's knowledge to his own. Who knows what wonders of natural philosophy Jindosh will reveal in future days. But it's time for you to come out once again. Time to play. We have need for your special talents. The good doctors do for a trip to Dunwall because Ichabod Boyle is next on the list. Make haste and make this one messy. Give the newspapers something to write about and give the people of the Empire fodder for their nightmares.
Oh, and so here's an interesting thing. Yeah, there are Sokolov portraits, and now, in addition, there are collectible Delilah portraits, and here is the one that she made of Alexandria Hypatia. I regard her within and without. So her title scheming and her colors are very different from Sokolov's. They're very distinct. And you'll notice that these ones look pretty different from the Dishonored 1 Delilah portraits as well. But at the very least, I feel like there's more similarity between the two. And I really like just the style here. It's so pretty. I freaking adore it. So I'm looking forward to finding more Delilah portraits in future levels. Alright. See ya, Doctor. Is there anything left to grab? A rune. It's a floor below? Oh. I know what it is. Anything this way? Or there? Okay. Where did I leave the elevator? I want to see if I can go right to it. Come on. Here we are. Alright, as I pointed out before, there's a -1 floor, basement. There used to be a key, but it looks like it got pried off. Let's see what can be done. If I just remember this area from before. Whew. Let me just bring it up. So here are the 2 cables holding up the elevator, and I'm going to do what any responsible and curious citizen does and find the basement. And the guards all freak out too. Don't worry about it. Hey. You can get into a real flow when you're stepping on these elevator shaft parts.
What was it?
Lost and found.
Someone is asking for trouble over there.
I miss being dry and warm.
Yeah, here's a self-portrait of Sokolov by Sokolov, I think. It's kind of weird because, like... what? How do I... There was already a self-portrait of Sokolov, and it looked really different in the first game, and I get that he's older now, but why didn't he draw himself with his shoulder? It just doesn't seem like his style. Again, I'm gonna keep complaining about these paintings. Vera More's diary. My physician says I need to keep a journal. The black-eyed boy is the only... Okay, wait. Says the mark on my hand is just a tattoo or blemish from birth, and that the black-eyed boy is only in my head. Pshaw. Bunch of fools. I found where the administrator keeps the whiskey. Oh my Vera, what have you done now? Mumble mumble, appearances and whatnot. I must get home to my collection of carved bones. Brought them all the way from Pandysia. Something I could learn to harness. That's why I've been trying to be a proper lady again with clean nails and perfumed handkerchief. My physician says if I'm still behaved by the end of Hars, they might send me home. So I smile and curtsy, and ask for tea in the afternoon, comb my hair, drink my medicines, and I stop trying to bite the attendants. Seems like our VIP guest, Miss Moray, has finally flown around the bend. I heard one of the doctors say she might contracted a nameless disease on Pandysia. Lost and found down in the basement. Yeah. Ooh. While I'm here, might as well get that next bone charm thing. Yep. I never do it otherwise, I just forget. So that's good. The only tricky part about crashing the elevator down like this is having to get back up.
What?
Oh, did you just notice that the elevator's busted? Sorry, that was me. Oh, right, the thing that I mentioned earlier. Okay, can't get through that hatch. It's just too tight for Emily. Is there other money here? Okay. This is the back door to get to the dock where Meagan should be waiting for me.
I wonder who that was.
Be quiet!
That's the watchtower.
Imagine spending a season here.
The old Empress, really? What a bunch of degenerates.
All I can imagine is people coughing up blood all over their tea and crumpet.
What happened to that custodian, by the way? Hamilton? Someone said he went nuts working the night shift.
Yeah, locked up somewhere in disease treatment for his own safety. He was a janitor here as far back as the old Duke Theodonis. That's too long to work in a place like this.
Oh, shoot. I'm out of those. Okay. Alright. I have got to learn not to aim for the hats. They look like hats, but they're helmets, I guess. They can block a little dart from a crossbow the size of a hand, so that makes sense.
Can't stay hidden forever.
What was that? That guy was so scared he fell off the cliff? What was that about? Jeez, okay, I'm accidentally killing a lot more people than I meant to. Through no fault of my own, I would add. Oh. Ow. Okay, that looks like it hurt to be clipped like that through an object in a video game. Alright, Megan's coming.
Yet. I don't like it. Ready now?
Yep, all good.
Yes. Let's get back to the ship.
Did you find Sokolov?
No, but Hypatia was the crown killer.
What? I don't believe you.
The Duke tricked her into injecting herself with a flawed version of her serum. It changed her, but there was an antidote, so she's alive. If she remembers the murders, she'll have to deal with that.
What about Sokolov?
They gave him to a man named Kieran Jindosh. Do you know him?
Everybody knows him. The grand inventor of Serkonos.
Then he's next. Let's hope Anton's all right.
All right. Somewhat of a lethal stealth thing. Still mostly stealth. You know, I could have gone around shooting everyone. I think the game should give me credit for not doing that. What else we have here? Got all runes, all shrines, all bone charms, all paintings, and I missed one blueprint, because of course I did. That's just how this thing works. Counter serum and abandoned basement. Okay.
In his day, Sokolov was Dunwall's genius. He transformed our city with his inventions. Electricity for the factories and carriages racing along above the streets. As I grew up, his buzzing and glowing devices kept me safe. His stories always made me giggle, and his outrageous conversations shocked aristocrats and overseers alike. Now, all these years later, Kieran Jindosh is Karnaka's genius. A mad inventor who has given the Duke sinister machines that move like people but aren't. Clockwork soldiers that fight and kill. I've got to find out where Sokolov's being held and bring the old man back alive. Rescue one genius and cage the other before he creates an army of clockwork soldiers.
Oh, and that's the souvenir. The syringe from the counter serum. Dr. Hypatia needed a place to sleep, so I cleared the stuff out of the spare cabin. I was able to sell most of it. Here's what's left of the money. Whale oil is expensive and under Imperial rationing decree, but you know that. Yeah, okay. Let's check out the travel log. Alright, I've decided I'm not going to read all of these, but I am going to put them on screen long enough for that. If you want to pause and, like, read the whole thing, you can go ahead. Let's see. Maybe I'll, like, get some brief summaries here. Okay. Finally uncovered my enemies created the Crown Killer. Patia's own serum against her. I'm sure Jindosh takes pleasure in keeping his intellectual rival captive. Dreadful Whale, what a weird name. Yeah, we know. We've established that the name is kind of weird. Okay. That's that done.
They say up in Tivia, watch the faces of those who bow the most deeply, or some such.
Hey, Meagan.
You might want to talk to Hypatia before we head out. She's taken one of the rooms, just for a while, I think. Needed to be away from Admire.
All right, so
Ooh. Trying to keep me from leaving.
This is a cool, like, what's it called? Cool effect of the non-lethal option for the Crown Killer. Alexandria Hypatia actually lives on the Dreadful Whale for a short time.
Oh, you're here.
Dr. Hypatia, can you remember anything that might help me? I need to find Anton Sokolov. He could be the key to unraveling the Duke's plans.
My memories are disjointed. The Duke is close to his grand inventor, Kieran Jindosh. That man has the empathy of a mantis. He seems to both admire and despise Sokolov. We visited Aramis Stilton. I liked him. But something bad happened. Just snatches of memory. Sorry.
You should rest easy for a while. Maybe some of that will help.
I hope so. I'm not sure I even fully understand what you did for me, but I owe you for helping me at Admire. Thank you.
With friends, I slept, thankfully without the usual nightmares. The cat Meagan Foster brought some tea earlier. Seems to understand about my strange disjointed memories and the feelings of dread that accompany them. As soon as I am able, I must return to Admire. My work was so easily derailed. I need time to recover. So that's a very interesting outcome of that. Oh, cool, and she has a bunch of Admire solution for free. Thank you. To be honest, like, if you just kill the Crown Killer, it is like 10 times more boring, just because Hypatia's not here.
2 pieces of the puzzle. More to go.
Uh-huh. So, I think there should be something I could do. Yeah.
I wonder how recently this silver graph image of Jindosh was made. With a couple dozen clockwork soldiers, Jindosh changed the Empire. What would he do with an army?
To all personnel, clockwork soldiers protected by armored wooden plates. If you knock off the clockwork's head, the thing will attack anyone it can. That means you. Given the expensive optics Mr. Jindosh provided each clockwork with, they can see front and in the back. Yes, so this next level is going to have clockwork soldiers available as enemies for the first time, and I freaking adore clockwork soldiers. I cannot get enough of them. They are like one of... Holy crap, did I just do that? Oh, shoot, okay. I brought up the Steam page in accident. I'm gonna say clockwork soldiers are one of my favorite, like, enemy types in video games. Well, types? It's really just exclusive to this game. Their presentation is spectacular, and they are fun to fight and everything. I just, I'm excited. I mean, all things considered, we just did Addermire, right? And so we're going to Jindosh. This next mission, the Clockwork Mansion, is probably the best mission in the game. Not gonna lie, this game's kind of front-loaded with the quality. I'll get more into that when we're there.
Let's hope your friend doesn't sink the boat while we're gone. Ready?
Okay, wow.
Ready. All right, let's get underway.
Unfortunately, that mission doesn't have like a mission briefing in the hold like the other one did, but the rest of them all game do. I guess I just kind of forgot.
Jindosh is important to the Duke's inner circle. The Grand Guard watches his mansion, and they'll call down the entire city if they find out who you are.
I'll make sure they don't. You said there's a wall of light cutting off access to the carriage station?
Yes, but there's a black market shop nearby. They sell on the sly. Ever use a rewiring tool?
Corvo taught me the theory.
Good. Get past the wall of light, then ride the carriage to where Jindosh lives. And there's a reason people are afraid of his mansion.
I'll get it done.
Emily, take care of this crazy man and his clockwork soldiers, then bring Sokolov back. He means a lot to me.
I like that moment near the end of the cutscene there.
His home is supposed to be full of marvels. Locals go in as a test of courage or because they're desperate for a meal. Kids, even. People say you can hear them at night, pounding on the windows, calling for help. The carriage will take you fairly close to the mansion. The Duke looks after people like Jindosh. When you're done, meet me back here.
Hold on, I want to get some loot. This kind of sewer home reminds me of like a big reoccurring element in Dishonored 1, how there were lots of homes set up in the sewers because the streets were just terrible. There's also like a whole workshop here. Anyway, we don't go directly to the Clockwork Mansion, as we didn't go directly to Addermire last time. This is what I would call like a preamble mission. Basically all of them have this, where you have to get to the actual place where the objective is first. Which is great because it really lets you explore the hell out of the city. Like, you get a good feel for Karnaca by the end of this game.
The Duke of Sokolov.
Fine wine.
Malcontents are saying that our bridges are crumbling, that people are leaving our cities. But as I look out from the windows of the Grand Palace, I know these are lies. That's the light.
Those trees. I think I mentioned earlier in a description that I own the art book for this game. Those trees, you didn't see a lot of them in the first area by the docks, but they are a lot more prevalent the deeper you get into the actual city. And I frickin' adore them. I believe the artwork explanation for why Karnaca has these absolutely massive trees just in the middle of the city is that they're too big to cut down. Like, people built buildings around them, and if you were to try and take them down now, they would probably just crush something when they fall. I guess it's just a very unique kind of massive tree that grows in Serkonos. Reminds me of the California redwoods. I've been there in person. They're pretty impressive. The downside is that you have to go to I almost said Karnaka. You have to go to California to see them, and that's like a net negative in my opinion. Why is there a dead body in here? Major Bondbill, thank you again for your help. Without you... Oh wait, this is by... Okay, that's not the right voice. Without you, it wouldn't have been impossible to trace the final members of the Grand Guard who were with Stilton that night 3 years ago. Last man has made it all the way north to Maya, if you can believe it. It was covering a Tivium Asylum for the poor. Perhaps even connected to Stilton's disappearance. I still have your bank agent's name and address. Rest assured your final payment will be delivered soon. Okay. They're tracking down the guards that were at the Stilton Manor? Tricky timing. That one's kind of lame. I think it just makes grenades have like a delayed fuse. Hypatia mentioned the Stilton Manor. The game will explain that a little bit more later on. It's quite interesting. Wait.